everyone, Sal here. A very warm welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking all about the Mon Guerlain perfume range. But before we get started, if you enjoy this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more perfume videos. So first up on the list is the original Mon Guerlain EDP. This one is absolutely beautiful. It is a sweet, slightly powdery, kind of aromatic, a little bit balsamic as well type of fragrance. There's quite strong lavender in here as well as vanilla, so I suppose predominantly you are getting the lavender and vanilla, but I'll read through all of the notes for you just so you know what's in this. So we have lavender, bergamot, jasmine, iris, rose, vanilla, sandalwood, tonka bean, benzoin, licorice and patchouli also. This one is utterly divine. You definitely get very strong lavender when you first spray it, as well as some of that bergamot as well, so it's slightly citrusy just when you first spray it to give it that initial sort of sparkle, like that brightness. This one is so classy and elegant, and I already have quite a few, well I have a lot of perfumes already, and I wouldn't normally buy more 100ml bottles, but I wanted to get the big size of this. I picked this up just the other day because this is so versatile. You can wear this anywhere, to work, on a day, out with friends, literally anywhere, a job interview. It's like extremely feminine, it's a bit flirty, it's very attractive smell, but it's also got that professional edge to it. It's clean and fresh feeling, very sort of like well looked after, well groomed, well put together, smartly dressed, well put together type of person is what this sort of smells like to me. It's very soft. It's very soft and sweet with that kind of vanilla. It's so smooth and well-rounded. I think when it dries down as well, you get more of that benzoin, like that warm, kind of warm vanilla feeling, which is just beautiful. But you do also get like a little bit of that licorice. Like I do actually notice that licorice, and that is something that gives this quite a lot of depth, and it just makes it a little bit deeper, richer, a little bit different as well. So this one is absolutely beautiful. The iris in here gives it a little bit of powderiness. It's just a very smooth, rounded, soft, feminine scent. They've really hit the nail on the head with this one. It's extremely new, like there's really nothing else quite like this. This is probably my favourite from the line at the moment. I just love how soft it is, how sweet it is, but it's not too sweet. It's just the perfect amount of sweetness. Like just for every day, it's perfect. This is like a perfect fragrance in my opinion. I just love it so much. So this one was first released in 2017. The bottle is very beautiful. Sorry about my fingerprints on there. And the sort of metallic ribbon on this one is the gold and the nice warm gold colour. So in the Mon Guerlain line, that's what sort of differentiates each one from another, like just the colour of this ribbon thing here. But yeah, this is beautiful. I'm glad I've got my 100ml, even though I have so many other fragrances to get through, but I am still glad I have this size, because I mean over the last few days I've been wearing this all the time, like to bed, when I wake up, when I go out. I've just been reaching for this one so much, and I just think that it's so brilliant how it's so versatile, and I love it so much. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, womanly, feminine, classy fragrance. When I smell this, I think the look of the bottle, the concept of it, the smell itself, it almost reminds me more of, say, a sort of Kate Middleton type of personality. Classy, reserved, polite, beautiful, feminine, just everything like that. That's what this evokes to me, a sense of that sort of personality, and I just absolutely love it. So that is Mon Guerlain, the original Eau de Parfum. Next up, I want to talk about the Mon Guerlain Florale. Now, this one is really nice. I just tried that for the first time the other day. I've got it on this card here, and I've been smelling it over the last couple of days. It's very nice. So this one, I'll just go through the notes first of all for you. So there's lavender, bergamot, lemon, mandarin, jasmine, peony, neroli, floral notes, Lang Lang, Lily of the Valley, Peach, Sandalwood, Iris and Vanilla in this one here. So straight away, obviously it's more floral, that kind of goes without saying. It's a more floral composition here. You do definitely still get that signature sort of lavender and vanilla, that's definitely still pretty prominent in this. However, this has a very different feel to the original. So this one is much lighter. They've removed some of the notes and added quite a few different ones in. So the main notes that they've removed that make quite a big difference in my opinion is the fact they've removed the tonka bean and the licorice. So those notes actually add quite a lot of weight and depth to the original. That gives it a lot of body, and it kind of it makes a big difference having those notes in there with the original one in my opinion. But the fact that there's none of that in here, it makes it much lighter, sort of a lighter, airier sort of feel to this one. Very bright, more kind of, this would be lovely during the daytime I think, although you could, it's versatile again, so you could wear it any time at all, but it's definitely got a lighter feel than the original. They actually have some more citruses in here as well, so they have bergamot, lemon and mandarin, so you've got more of a citrusy kick to this one initially. And then as it dries down you get lots of those lovely florals coming out. So this one is actually really, really nice. I don't know, it might be on my wish list soon. I'm trying to like calm down with buying fragrances at the moment though, because I've been buying a lot and I have like 3 from the Mon Guerlain line as it is, and I kind of feel a bit like, and then if I got the 4th one then I'd have to get the 5th one as well to make up the full line, so I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, just because, you know, that would be a bit much. But this is certainly a very, very enjoyable fragrance. I think I read on their website that this is supposed to have more of like a bright solar quality to it, like airier, and I would definitely agree with that. I think the fact, like I say, they've taken a lot of those heavy base notes out and they've added a lot of kind of bright citruses and florals in. It does shift it quite a lot, although you can probably still tell to a certain extent that this is from the Mon Guerlain line. It takes a completely different shift in mood to the original, for sure. It's really nice. I would say that I probably still prefer the original though, just because I prefer those kind of deep rich notes. So the licorice and the tonka in the original is something that really quite appeals to me, but I know that might not be for everybody. So for example, if you are not a fan of licorice, I can totally see how that might not be for everyone, and you can definitely detect it in the original, I think. So the Floral I think would be a really nice option for somebody who maybe the original one is just a bit too much, just a bit too strong or a bit funny with some of the notes in there. Then the Floral I think would be a really great option. Also, if you're a fan of like jasmine, peony, neroli as well, they've added neroli in here, and I don't think that's in any of the other ones. I think it's in Bloom of Rose, but I don't think neroli's in any of the other ones. So this really is quite a nice bouquet of different florals. It's not exclusively white florals either. They've got some yellow florals, they've got some peony, they've got the jasmine, lots of different things. And again, obviously the vanilla and lavender. So yeah, this is a really enjoyable fragrance actually. This is really, really nice. I like this one. So that's Mon Guerlain Florale. Next up is the Intense version. Now this was the first one I ever got from the line. This was actually one of the first Guerlain fragrances I ever bought actually, now I think about it. And I got this 1 or 2 years ago, I can't quite remember. I think it was, sorry I've got itchy nose. I think it was last winter or maybe the winter previously, I can't remember. But yeah, this is the 50ml. I've got quite a bit left of this one actually. And the whole reason I wanted to get this one over the other ones is because it has like a double dose of vanilla in it, and I really liked the idea of that. This does have 2 different types of vanilla in it. This has Tahitian vanilla and Madagascar vanilla in it as well, so it's kind of a double dose there. This one's really nice. I really like this one. So the notes of this one is lavender, mandarin, bergamot, iris, rose, jasmine, Tahitian vanilla, Madagascar vanilla, patchouli, benzoin, licorice, coumarin, sandalwood and musk. So the main differences between this and the original, because there are a lot of the same notes as the original, however they've added in musk, so there's some musk in here, they've added in like another type of vanilla, so there is like double the vanilla in this one. Also the patchouli is much stronger, so I think they've kind of amped up the concentration of that to sort of improve the longevity and just to give it that intense feel, because this is meant to be the intense one at the end of the day. So they've amped that up, they've added in the musk. What else? The licorice is also still in here, so they've basically kept all of those deep, rich, slightly heavier base notes in here, the same ones that are in the original, but they've amped them up a bit, I think, and they've added in musk as well and more vanilla. This one is really, really nice. The only thing with this one, I think, see when I first spray it, it's a little bit, I'll spray some just now, let's see. Yeah, so this one is definitely much stronger. It's really, really nice, but there's almost, it is smooth and it's beautiful and it smells great, but there's definitely a tiny bit of a harshness to this one that you just don't get in the original. Like the original one is just soft through and through. It's soft, feminine, beautiful, a cloud of beauty essentially. This one, however, I think because they have, like, it's definitely intense without a doubt, so this is an intense fragrance. They've done a good job with that, but coming with that, I suppose, is like a slight harshness initially. However, as it dries down, it mellows out, and like, yeah, because even now when I'm smelling it, like, it hasn't dried down properly yet, so you're still getting the mandarin, bergamot and like all those strong things. But certainly when I wear this out, like to work, I definitely get the most joy out of it several hours into the dry down. So because it lasts all day, because it's an intense version and it's got really good longevity, about 4 hours in or something like that, 3-4 hours in, is when this really shines, in my opinion. That's when the vanilla just, it becomes very, very smooth, sweet, but again, not like super sweet at all. It's like just the right amount of sweetness. It's so elegant, it's beautiful. I love wearing this to work because it's just very soothing, it's very professional. I love this one so much to wear to situations like that. But certainly a few hours in, once the harshness calms down a bit, and the punchiness, that completely mellows out, and then it just becomes this smooth vanilla, lavender, beautiful type of smell, and I really, really enjoy it. You can definitely detect the patchouli more in this. There's something thicker, more aromatic, slightly not earthy, but it's definitely got a thickness to it. Yeah, I think I prefer the original, because with the original I enjoy it from the moment I spray it right throughout, whereas this one I only really enjoy it a lot sort of once it's really dried down, and then it becomes a bit more mellow. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful fragrance regardless. This was the first one I bought because I thought it was really, really nice. Like at the time I got it, like I didn't really even bother trying the original. It was funny because I found the idea of it quite boring. I don't know why, but as soon as she told me there was double vanilla in this, I thought, oh, I'll just go for that one. Like, but yeah, I think I prefer the original Mon Guerlain for sure. This one is beautiful though, don't get me wrong. I'm quite glad there's only like a 50ml, because I definitely wouldn't reach for this as much as I would reach for the original one, without a doubt. Like, but I've gone through this quite a lot, and I enjoy wearing it to work, things like that. So yeah, I enjoy this one. I would say this one's actually less sweet as well. This one's a bit less sweet than the original, muskier, heavier, more patchouli, more vanilla, more aromatic, just more than the original, basically. So yeah, that is the Mon Guerlain Intense. Now next up we have Mon Guerlain Bloom of Rose. So this one has quite a pretty bottle. It's again the same but with the different coloured metallic ribbon here. So it has a raspberry coloured ribbon, and I've got actually a sample of this one to try. I've tried this one before as well, but I thought I would try it again just to refresh my memory for this video. So I've sprayed some on my hand there, I'll just let it sort of dry down a little bit. So this one was released in 2019, so fairly recently. This one is an eau de toilette, so the other ones are mostly eau de parfums. This one's an eau de toilette, however. So the notes of this one has the least amount of notes, so they've actually cut down on the notes here, and they are lavender, sort of citruses, so multiple different citruses in the top notes, jasmine, rose, neroli, sandalwood and vanilla. So this is a really pleasant smell. This is just like a bright, happy, sweet, watery. There's like a texture in here that reminds me of like, if you imagine a beautiful lake and all of those florals that are in this fragrance like just lying on top of this lake. So there's like a watery texture to this. Like the scent itself is relatively strong, but there's like a watery texture. So they created this one to add a sort of bright, joyful, fresh and fruity version to the line, and I definitely think that there was definitely a place for that, because all the other ones are relatively, none of them are really fruity at all. This one definitely has like a fruity floral vibe, and it's sort of it's just, I would say this is the most different out of all of them actually when I think about it. This one, in fact, if I smelled this and I didn't know it was from the Mon Guerlain line, I wouldn't know, because actually to me there's really nothing in here that's reminiscent of the Mon Guerlain DNA, just in my opinion. I mean, technically they still have lavender and vanilla in this, but they don't come out to me at all. Like this is mainly a watery rose, like a sweet kind of youthful, like fun, bright, watery rose smell with like other florals, and definitely a citrusness to this as well. So you get the citrus notes as soon as you spray it, and I think they stay pretty much throughout as well, and they mingle with the floral notes in this scent. So it's citrusy. If you like a kind of bright, sweet floral, like a rose with like a citrusy edge to it, like a citrus fruitiness, like a fruity floral essentially, I think you would really enjoy this one. This one's really nice. I remember one day during the summer I wore this, because I had a tester then as well, so I wore this out one day in the summer, and it was really, really nice for the summer, like really lovely. It's sort of light, fresh, sweet, floral, but it lasts okay actually, so it projects and it lasts, and then in warmer weather as well, it's just really beautiful. So this is much more like a lighter weight, sweet, bright, fruity floral version. And maybe, I think the lavender and vanilla give it something to stop it from just being too blah, but I certainly can't really, they don't stand out to me. They just give it a little bit of an accent more than being like a center, a main player in this scent. So yeah, this one's really nice. Really, really nice. So that's Mon Guerlain Bloom of Rose. And now we have the other eau de toilette from the line, which is Mon Guerlain Original but EDT version. So this one was released in 2018, and I really like this one. Oh, it's so nice. It like most definitely retains much more of the original Mon Guerlain DNA than the Bloom of Rose. Like this is definitely, you can tell that it's a Mon Guerlain. It just smells like Mon Guerlain, but sort of like a more translucent version. It's quite sweet. This has slightly different notes as well, so I'll read through those for you guys. So there's mandarin, lavender, bergamot, jasmine, orange blossom, lang lang, vanilla, benzoin, orris, violet and caramel. So I suppose in the difference between like this one and the original Mon Guerlain, in here you have an addition of orange blossom, lang lang as well, orris, violet and caramel. So all of those notes are in here, but they're not in the original, I don't think. No, they're not. So this sort of has its own unique sort of take on it, I suppose. This one's really, really nice. I'm just going to spray some. So you definitely, upon the first spray, you get a lot of that lavender again. But this is much lighter. This is really, really nice for all year round, especially in the summer, because they've taken out a lot of those heavy base notes again. So there's no licorice, no patchouli, no tonka bean, and no sandalwood as well. So they've removed quite a lot of those base notes, but they've kept some of the top notes. They've removed rose as well. So this is more light, translucent, more based around your sort of white florals and yellow florals as well. This is a bit more citrusy because it has your mandarin orange as well as the bergamot lavender, everything like that, but orange blossom as well. So the orange, like the mandarin and the orange blossom together, gives this overall a much more citrusy, sweet, orangey kind of vibe. It's so, so nice, but it's not a sharp citrus whatsoever. It just gives it a brightness. It just gives it a bright, cheerful mood about it. It's not a sharp citrus at all. So yeah, you definitely get the orange blossom, which is obviously enhanced by the mandarin. There's lang lang, vanilla, benzoin, and then the orris and violet, which is really nice. I like those kind of notes. Once it dries down, it becomes really quite special. So because they've added in caramel, it actually has a kind of sweetness with that vanilla and the benzoin as well. So those are all notes that I really, really enjoy. And I think they balance out the fact that there's some citruses in here and round it off a lot more. The lavender, again, I can't remember if I mentioned this, but the lavender is pretty prominent in here, just slightly less prominent than the original, but it's still definitely noticeable, as is the vanilla and the kind of sweet notes. So the main accords of this one is floral, citrusy, powdery, aromatic, vanilla and sweet. And I absolutely adore this one. I'm not sure if it's being discontinued or not, but I found this, I got this from a UK website called All Beauty, and they had it like 50% off pretty much, I think. So I ended up picking up the big bottle just to wear kind of anywhere. Like, I found this to be particularly nice on, I don't know about you, but do you ever get days when, if you're feeling a bit off or whatever and you don't quite feel like wearing an eau de parfum, or you just don't quite feel like wearing fragrance? But even on days like that, I absolutely love reaching for this. This is just so nice. It's a light, enjoyable, it's very like natural smelling, I will say that as well. It's almost as if you're in a market and there's like fresh lavender right there with like oranges. And the orange is almost like the orange peel. And the warmth is almost like the sun. So it actually is painting a picture to me of being in like a market in France where they have like fresh lavender, fresh fruits. The sun is warming up your skin and there's just a general pleasant, not overpowering at all, like just a pleasant smell wafting around you. That's what this one smells like to me. It's so nice. And the longevity's okay. I would say like it might last a few hours projecting and then it would become like quite a close skin scent. I haven't really paid much attention though, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think the longevity is like okay for an eau de toilette on this one. But see, in the summer when it's like roasting and because I don't cope well in the heat at all, so like if it's a really warm day, then this would be such a perfect fragrance for me to wear. It's just not overpowering, it's not too sweet at all. I think this would be an ideal fragrance to wear actually if you have a job like working in the food industry or in the medical profession and you just don't want anything that's going to be like too much at all. This is like the perfect fragrance for that sort of situation, or just any situation where you don't want a super obnoxious scent at all. This is brilliant. So I love this one, I really do. I've gone through it quite a lot. Sorry, it's super fingerprinty. I've got hand cream on as well, so that's why it's like adding all these like extreme fingerprints. But I'll just show you the difference because obviously I just picked this one up the other day, so that's more full, and then this one, you can see already how much I've used of this one, and I've only had that for like a week or two more than this. So in a couple of weeks I've actually made a pretty big dent in this. That's how much I've been enjoying these. I love the Mon Guerlain range so much. I really, really enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what your favourite one is. I would be so interested to know, because like I think each one in the line offers something so special and unique and different to suit anybody. Because, you know, if you're like a floral type of person and you prefer light floral scents, they have the Florale, or they have the Bloom of Rose, or even this, you know. Or if you're kind of like me and you prefer something a bit richer, deeper, sweeter and darker, then, you know, the Intense version for sure, or even the original one, kind of with those lovely rich base notes in there. There's literally something for everyone, and that's what I love about this line. It's just so brilliant. I really, really adore it. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're obsessed with perfume just like me, then be sure to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.